Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to Being Guru Electrical Channel. This is Mujib Raza with you with the series 7 in the basic electrical engineering concept that every engineer and technician should know. So, before going to start the video, if you are new in the channel, so hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification to receive the channel updates. So now let's start. So this series is including 50 basic electrical engineering concepts. So I will recommend to watch the video till the end. Maybe there are some concepts which are new to you. So let's start. So number one, varactor. So what is varactor? It is a reverse bias PN junction or a Schottky diode. So varactor is a reverse bias PN or Schottky diode that uses the voltage variable depletion region as a tuning element or as a nonlinear frequency multiplier. So varactor is normally a PN or Schottky diode which uses voltage as a variable depletion region for the tuning of the element as one for the nonlinear frequency multiplication. Next we have what is the unit of temperature and quantity in the SI in the System International. So for the temperature we have Kelvin is the SI unit, and for the quantity we have mole. Number 3 we have Lenz law. So what is Lenz law? Lenz law states that to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So as we know, Lenz law states that for any action there is an equal but in opposite reaction. So it states this induced current always develop a flux which opposes the very cause it is due to. Like in the motor, if the main flux is produced, so there is opposing flux which opposes the main flux which produce it. So this law refers to induced currents and therefore implies that it is applicable to closed circuits only. So as Lenz law is related to induced currents, so for the currents we know that this law is applicable to closed circuits only which have current going on. Number 4 we have luminous efficiency. So what is luminous efficiency? So the measure of the display output light luminance for a given input power, usually measured in lumens per watt. For every light or lumens you have the lumens per watt rating. Like for the incandescent 100 watt bulb we have lumens per watt less than 100 watt LED light. So this is called luminous efficiency. So for LED light we have high luminous efficiency, and for the incandescent bulb we have less luminous efficiency. Then next we have serial transmission. So what is serial transmission? So a process of data transfer whereby one bit at a time is transmitted over a single line. The serial transmission is like all the elements are connected in series, so there is only one path to transmit. So a process of data transfer in which one bit at a time is transmitted over a single line is called serial transmission. Then we have electric circuit. So what is electric circuit? So electric circuit is a closed path consisting of active and passive elements all interconnected, and the current flows in closed path. So electric circuit is a closed path and it consists of two or more than two active or passive elements connected in such a way that they make a closed path, so that current is confined in that closed path. It's called electric circuit. Like if we have only one element then there is no closed path, so it is not electric circuit, that will be electrical element. So then next, number 7 we have what is electric current. So electric current is defined as the time rate of flow of charges through a certain section. It's called electric current. The next we have unit of conductance. The SI unit of conductance is Siemens. Utilization factor, the ratio of the maximum demand on the system versus the rated capacity of the system is called utilization factor. Number 9 we have Venn diagram generator. So what is Venn diagram generator? Venn diagram generator is normally consisting of mechanical belt and which deliver the charges, and by this we can generate a high voltage device that generate high static voltages on a sphere. So this is Venn diagram generator is a high voltage generator. It has the static electricity which is transmitted by mechanical belt, and this mechanical belt is transferring the charges to the sphere. So this is a high voltage generator. 11 what is energy? Energy of a device is defined as the capacity of body to do work. It's called energy. Number 12, KVL. KVL is Kirchhoff voltage law. So what it states, KVL states that the algebraic sum of all branch voltages around any closed loop of a network is zero at all instant of time. So KVL states that for a closed loop, for a closed circuit, the sum of all branch voltages around any loop is at any instant should be zero. So this is KVL, Kirchhoff voltage law. Then we have another for the current, KCL, Kirchhoff current law. So what it states? It states that Kirchhoff current law states that the algebraic sum of all current terminating at node equals zero at any instant of time. Like all the current entering the node or leaving the node should be equal to zero at any instant of time. This is KCL. 14. Resistance. What is resistance? Resistance is the opposition to the flow of current. So element having high resistance will have low flow of current, and an element having low resistance will have high flow of current through them. 15. Faraday law of electromagnetic induction. So what it states? Faraday law states that an EMF is induced in a circuit which is directly proportional to the rate of change of flux enclosed by the circuit and directly proportional to the number of turns of the circuit. So this is electromagnetic induction, Faraday's law. 16. What is broadband? So broadband is a service or a system requiring transmission channel capable of supporting bit rates greater than 2 megabits per second. The service which is supporting more than 2 megabits per second of channel transmission, it's called broadband. But this is not the convention MB. That MB is called megabyte, but this is megabit because 1 byte have 8 bits. So this is 2 megabits per second. Next we have buffered input output. So the main purpose of the buffer is to reduce the time dependencies of the data and to decouple input and output from the program execution. So in the programming we are using buffer to decouple both inputs and output, so they should not depend on each other. Then next we have bulk power. So a term inclusive of the generation and transmission portion of the system is called bulk power. Like in the power system we have generation, we have transmission and distribution. So generation plus transmission is called bulk power. Next we have composite video. So a single video that contains luminance, color, synchronization information is called composite video. So some example can include NTSC. NTSC is 30 frame per second video. Then PAL we have 24 to 25 frame per second, and this same like CGM or example of composite video formats. 20 we have fuse links. So what is fuse link? It is used in non-erasable programmable memory devices. In 21 we have half adder, a logic circuit that produces the sum and carry output for two input signals. So the half adder it gives us the sum and the carry output for two input signal. Like in the half adder we have two inputs and the output is the sum and the carry. And for the half adder we don't have any carry input. Then next we have half wave symmetry. So those periodic functions which satisfies this equation x of t is equal to minus x into t minus t by 2 come under half wave symmetrical functions. The next we have harmonic distortion. Harmonic distortion is caused by the nonlinear transfer characteristic of a circuit or device when a sinusoidal signal of a signal frequency is applied at the input of a nonlinear circuit. So harmonic distortion are the nonlinear transfer characteristic of a device. Next we have mu naught. This is common symbol for permeability of free space. So it is a constant and its value is 1.257 into 10 power minus 16 Henry per meter. Next we have absolute stability. It occurs when the network function has only one left half plane poles. So in the control system, if we want to see the absolute stability of a system, so we see that the network function, which is h of s, has only the left half plane's poles. So the poles should be in the left half plane. So the system will be absolute stable. The next we have epsilon naught. It is the symbol for permittivity of free space. So epsilon naught value is 8.849 into 10 power minus 12 farad per meter. Next we have lumens, the SI unit of illumination measurement. This is the SI unit. Term lumen is also used for the whole interior of a blood vessel, but basically this is the SI unit of illumination. Next we have machine code. Machine format of a compiled executable in which individual instructions are represented in binary notation. It's called machine code. So it is the machine format. Then next we have a nested subroutine. So what is a nested subroutine? It is a subroutine called by another subroutine. So a subroutine inside another subroutine is called nested subroutine. So the programming technique of a subroutine calling another subroutine is called nesting. So next we have oil circuit breaker. So a power circuit breaker that uses oil as an insulating and arc clearing medium is called oil circuit breaker. Next we have oil paper insulation. So an insulation scheme used in transformers and cables in which conductors are insulated with heavy paper impregnated with a dielectric oil. So oil paper insulation, as its name shows, it is a paper insulation which is impregnated in the oil, and it is used in the transformer insulation and in the cable insulation. Next we have one-shot multivibrator. So a circuit that is obtained from a closed loop regenerative bistable system including two similar amplifiers connected by a coupling circuit is called one-shot multivibrator. Next we have open loop gain. So the gain of an operation amplifier with no feedback applied. So a system having no feedback is called open loop gain. So what is open circuit test? So let's consider a transformer. So a transformer test conducted by applying nominal voltage on the low voltage side while keeping the high voltage side open. So what we do in the open circuit test, like if we take the transformer example, so in the transformer we apply the nominal voltage on the secondary side or the low voltage side and keeping the high voltage side open. So by this we measure the no load losses of the power transformer. Then we have open delta transformer, a connection similar to delta-delta connection except that one single phase transformer is removed. So it is used to deliver three-phase power using only two single-phase transformers. The normal capacity of the open delta transformer is reduced to 57.7% of its delta rating. So in open delta transformer, we remove one single-phase transformer and we take only two single-phase transformer. And in this case, our rating is reduced to 57.7% rating, and it is similar to the delta-delta connection. Then we have optical demultiplexer. What is purpose? So device that directs an input optical signal to an output port depending on its wavelength is called optical demultiplexer. So as its name shows, is optical. So it's related with the wavelength of the input signal. So optical demultiplexer is a device that directs an input signal to an output port depending on its wavelength. Then root locus, it is related to the control systems. The trajectory of the roots of an algebraic equation with constant coefficient when a parameter varies. So root locus can be defined as the trajectory of the roots of an algebraic equation with the constant coefficient when a parameter varies. Next, 38, we have the rotating excitation system. It is also called the rotary excitation system. We have many types of excitation system like static or rotating. So this is rotating. So an excitation system derived from rotating AC or DC machines. So the output of the system is still DC and connected to the rotor. So this is the rotary excitation system and used in generating stations. And the output of this system is DC and is connected to the rotor of the generator. Then next we have rotor, the rotating part of an electrical machine including the shaft, such as the rotating armature of a DC machine or the field of a synchronous machine is called rotor. RS flip-flop. RS flip-flop is a single bit storage element. It's usually found by connecting two NOR or NAND gates in series, and RS stands for set and reset. Then next we have SCADA. Its abbreviation is supervisory control and data acquisition. A system which measures critical power system parameters, like if we take the example of our substation or powerhouse, so voltage, power flow, circuit breaker status, generator outputs are all monitored at the SCADA screen at remote points in an electric power system and transmit the data to a central control site where this condition may be monitored. So we have a control room, and in the control room we are monitoring and controlling the voltage, power flow, circuit breaker status, generator outputs through SCADA. So it is supervisory control and data acquisition system which is used for the supervision and the control and monitoring of the any system. And next we have secondary voltage control, an automatic voltage control scheme that is similar in function to the automatic voltage regulator, but its purpose is to control a bus voltage which need not have a synchronous generator connected at the bus. So secondary voltage control, what does it mean? Like in the substation, we are controlling the bus voltage through transformers, so it's called secondary voltage control. We are controlling a bus voltage and it's not connected to a synchronous generator connected at the bus. And next we have selectivity. So the ability of a receiver to receive only its desired band of frequencies. So like as the name shows, is doing selection. So the ability of receiver to receive only its desired or selected band of frequencies and reject those on either side. This is only improve the signal properties but also the noise characteristics of the receiver. So this is called selectivity. Next we have semiconductor. So a material in which electrons in the outermost shell are able to migrate from atom to atom when a modest amount of energy is applied. Like if you applied energy, the semiconductor can conduct. So semiconductors are partially conducting and partially insulating. So such material is partially conducting, can support electrical current flows, but also has properties of insulator. The amount of current conduction that can be supported can be varied by doping the material with appropriate material, which result in the increased presence of free electrons for current flows. Common example are silicon, gallium arsenide, also called semi-insulators. So in the semiconductor, we can vary the conductive property by varying the doping of the material with appropriate materials, which increase which result in the increased presence of the free electrons for the current flow. Next we have shaded pole motor. So a single phase induction type motor that uses shaded poles on the rod stator to create a weak rotating magnetic field is called shaded pole motor. So in the shaded pole motor on the stator we have shaded poles. So what does it do? It create a weak rotating magnetic field. So these shaded pole motor are normally manufactured in small ratings and produce a very low starting torque that is suitable for only a fan type loads. Shunt. What is shunt? So a shunt can be defined as a device having appreciable impedance connected in parallel across other devices. Any element having appreciable impedance connected in parallel with any other device is called shunt, or apparatus which is used for diverting some of the current from it. So appreciable voltage exists across the shunted device or apparatus, and an appreciable current may exist in it. In case of inductive circuit, can be defined as the inductive element connected across a power line or bus. Those connected to buses are known as bus connected reactors, while those connected across a power line are called line connected reactors. So it's called shunt. Next we have silicon control rectifier, or SCR. It is a current control 4-layer PNPN device used for high power up to 3000 ampere and low speed up to 500 hertz applications. So SCR can only be on and off with no intermediate operating states like transistor. So it's only like a switch, on-off switch. You can turn it off by applying a short current first to the gate. So this is silicon control rectifier. Next we have torque. So the product of a force acting at a distance, the output of an electric motor. The product of a force acting at some distance is called torque, and the torque is output of an electric motor. Like the motor is giving us output torque. Then we have a TDD, total demand distortion. It is an index that quantifies the amount of distortion in the voltage or current waveform with respect to the maximum 60 Hz demand load current over a 15 to 30 minute demand period. So it is called TDD. It's normally used in the generating stations. Then we have unity feedback, the automatic control loop configuration with the feedback equals to 1. So this is basic definitions and electrical concept. I hope you will like the video, and if you have any question, so do let us know in the comment section down. Like the video, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.